hope you can hear this over the fan noise. I'm going to start the engine, and I want you to keep an eye on the turbo. Oh, that's a compressor wheel there. I'll go ahead and unplug the fan for now. Okay, so we're going to start the engine. I just want to spool it up. I want you to see how it's bent. It's not hooked up, obviously, anything to the intake or the exhaust. I'm just running it naturally aspirated. There's been a couple of requests to see that action. I wanted to show how it does eventually spin up, but not until you spool it for a little bit. So let's get this all set up. Oh, I wanted to show you I also wanted to hook up my meter, this one here, which I use to monitor the voltage on the narrowband sensor. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Hook that up. I don't know if I'll be able to show you this on the camera or not, but at least you'll see it running. Again, you know, I'm kind of on the fence about should I try to use the stock EFI and just add the boost to it, or do I go ahead and just go get a aftermarket setup that can accommodate the boost, or do I try to find the jumper lead I need to hook up that thing. I can't see right off the top of my head. Yeah, man. Well, I'll just plug it in and read it. I have to hook it up to the O2 sensor here some way. I don't know if I can get the stick in here or not. Maybe it'll fit. That's not going to stay. Now, let's go ahead and start it and watch the turbine spool up. Here we go. Fuel pressure there. Yeah, fuel pressure. I have a big air leak somewhere. Hold on. I'm out. Make sure I don't have an air leak anywhere. It usually starts right up. Oh yeah, I do have an air leak. Hold on. Forgot to put my vacuum gate back in. I didn't have this hooked up. So that makes a big air leak. You get a bunch of unmetered air. Nothing runs right. Now we've got the fuel and the vacuum gauge hooked up. The turbine is definitely not cooling. Right now I'm getting about 17 inches of mercury. I went ahead and hooked up the oxygen sensor. I don't think it's warm enough to start working yet. It's about 90 millivolts. Give it a little more time to warm up. 100 millivolts is coming up. I think it has to speed up. Ideally you want to see about half a volt there. Go ahead and cool it and see what happens. I got the enrichment mixture adjusted to minimum added enrichment. You really shouldn't be adding. Okay, it really runs through. Let's cool this thing up. See it's cooling. Turbine action, and here you can see you adjust this downward, so you keep an eye on the narrowband meter. That's 600 millivolts. So it's running a pad on the rich side. We'll see how it does like fuel up. Now remember the enrichment as it warms up, the EFI system cuts the enrichment and the temperature sensor cuts the enrichment. Ideally, that's where it should stay. 4.75-ish. So you see it's starting to lean out a little bit. I'm going to throttle it. Let's see how well it stays in that 4.5, 5 volt setting. It's been pretty good. Now, hear that little burble? I'm going to tweak this to see if we can settle that off completely. Just try to make sure you keep an eye on it there. 680, so I'm going to enrich it now. Here we go. There. I enriched it by twisting this a little bit, cooling the EFI system and thinking it's running a little bit cool. Or I'm sorry, the water temp's a little bit cooler, so it enriches it a little bit. I'll show you what happens if I go to extreme rich. Ready? I really like that. You hear the RPM pick up. Let's see how it stays when I throttle it. We're at about perfect right now, 5 volts. I'll put it back to max lean. And you hear it, runs a little rougher. And we'll throttle up. And also, I want you to know, there's one thing I'm going to show. What was it? I can't remember now. Oh. Keep an eye on this. Okay, see where I am now. And now I'm going to alter the mix. See that? Wait, we didn't do that at all, did we? There it is. That's me running a little bit on a richer side. Look how much nicer that backing is. Let me pull back. I mean, it's like fantastic at that setting. So to me, if I was just setting the idle up on this thing, slow down. I would adjust the fuel mix and try to get that setting as close to perfect, as high a vacuum as I can. But of course, the problem with that is that's only at idle. It might end up being too rich. This is a very crude way to adjust the mix. Ideally, I could go into the AFM and adjust the idle bypass through a little bit. It's just going right. The right way to do it is to adjust right there. And that bypasses more or less air around this air vane. So at idle, when the air vane barely moves at all, you can say, close this off so more air goes past the vane while it's idling, give it a little bit richer mix. Or you can open it up, bypassing air around this vane, making it a little bit leaner, but the vane doesn't move as much. That's what you're supposed to do it. So this is kind of cheap, but as you can see, my narrowband sensor says, oh wow, you're like golden here. I'm right at 5.7, which is actually a tad on the rich side, if my research is correct about how you read those. Okay? 5.79 volts, or 0.579 volts, so half a 500 millivolts or half a volt, approximately. Anyway, one more shot of turbine schooling. Get you set up for that. You'll be able to see it. Come on, folks. keep it stationary. It moved. Anyway, so it does turn, it just takes a lot to get going. Alright, let's go down now. Shut down. So that's it for now. I just wanted you to see the setup. And like I said, the question now becomes, do you try to make all that work with the stock EFI, which, you know, I've read some places it'll say the stock EFI will handle a certain amount of boost because of the way the air vane works, and it measures the volume of air going past it, so it should work theoretically. But then again, you know, it's kind of unclear. I'm not 100% positive about all that. So I think the smart thing to do is either go ahead and spend the money, buy the aftermarket EFI that's fully programmable, probably uses some kind of a mass airflow sensor or something like that, rather than that's an airflow meter, airflow sensor. I get them mixed up. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's a different way of sensing how much air. It might just look at intake pressure. I don't know. But one of those will look at that, and you can adjust it and set it up, and it gets rid of a lot of the complexity of how the electrical / mechanical EFI works. Because on the other systems, you've got things like these valves here, which bypass. This is idle control air. I think the turbo system doesn't use this; it uses something different. I'm not 100% sure about that, but there's lots of stuff in the 83 ZX's turbo EFI that's still mechanical in nature. So that's the deal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll get you some more video later when I make a decision what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching. Bye.